Hi, first graders. I hope you're having a great day. I really miss seeing your faces, and I really miss reading to you. So I decided today to read you a book. This book is called The Sun is Really Kind of a Big Deal. And since Unit 8 and Benchmark is, the big question is, why do the sun and the moon capture our imaginations? I thought this would be a great book to read to you. So I'm going to read it. You might not be able to see the pictures as well as I'd love for you to see them, but at least it's something that's like our normal routine. So here we go. The sun is kind of a big deal. All of the planets and the sun live together in the solar system like a big family. The sun is our solar system's very own star. Seriously, the sun is an actual star. It's the only star in our solar system, and it sits right in the center, holding everything together. Here it's saying that Jupiter is asking for its autograph. So what is the solar system besides the sun and the planet? Well, there's dwarf planets, which are 5 rocky bodies that are smaller than planets. There's some asteroids, which are small rocky objects that move around between Mars and Jupiter. There's meteors, which are streaks of light created when pieces of space rock or metal speed into the Earth's atmosphere. And comets, which are icy rocks that shoot through space and leave a trail of gas and dust. And then there's aliens. Well, okay, maybe not, but we're always looking for them. The sun is the biggest thing in the solar system. It's even bigger than Earth. Way bigger, way bigger, like over 1 million times bigger. There are much bigger stars than the sun, but all the other stars you see are really far away. Really, the other stars are in totally different solar systems and have their own planets. Earth is the 3rd planet away from the sun. And remember Earth? It's the little planet where you and everyone you know lives. Pluto used to be a planet, but scientists decided it didn't quite fit the definition. Now it's called a dwarf planet. The planets move around the sun like a big racetrack in space. Each planet has its own special path that it follows called its orbit. Some planets are faster than others, but each one stays in its line. It takes a whole year for Earth to go all the way around the sun. Do you know how many times you've been around the sun? Hint, hint, it's how old you are. The sun never stops working. It does a ton of important jobs for Earth. In fact, we wouldn't be around without the sun. It says, are you sure you need all this from me? Yes, every second of the day. Please and thank you. Why is Earth so important? 2 words, plants and animals. That's 3 words. Still waiting on that autograph. What's this line for? The sun gives us light and we can see, but it takes about 8 minutes for light to get to us because the sun is that far away. Earth spins around in a full circle every day. That is why when it's nighttime for you, it's daytime for the other side of the Earth. The sun is always there, even when you can't see it. Sometimes it looks like it's dark outside during the day because the sun is behind clouds, but it's still there. Saying, hey, move it, clouds. I was making shadow puppets. Once in a while, it gets dark in the daytime because the moon gets in the sun's way. That's called a solar eclipse, and it only lasts for a little while. Keeping us warm is another really important part of the sun's job. The sun is hotter than you can imagine, way hotter than fire. Its temperature reaches millions of degrees in the center. Some places on Earth are warmer than others. The parts of the Earth closest to the equator, that's that imaginary line we talk about in the middle of the Earth, they are the warmest. The parts of the Earth closest to the north and south parts, or the north and south poles, are the coldest. Here's that imaginary line. So now we know it's colder near the poles of Earth and warmer near the equator, but why? Well, the parts of Earth near the equator are getting the sun's heat from straight on. The north and south poles are getting the same amount of sunlight, but it gets spread out over a bigger area. Since these places have to share the sun's heat, they don't get quite as warm. While Earth is moving around the sun, it's spinning on a tilt. That's why we have seasons. There are 4 seasons, we know that. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Because of Earth's tilt, the top half and the bottom half of the world experience the seasons at different times. When the bottom half of the Earth is tilted upward towards the sun, it's summer. This also means that the top half of the Earth is tilted away from the sun, which makes it winter there. The sun's work isn't done yet. Every day the sun also has an important job in the water cycle. So we have condensation, precipitation, and evaporation. What happens during the water cycle? Evaporation. Heat from the sun causes water to mix with the air, turning that into vapor. That's called evaporation. Condensation. Then the vapors gather together to make clouds. That's called condensation. Precipitation. Finally, the water comes back down as rain or snow, and that's called precipitation. The water cycle is important for all living things, but especially for plants. Plants need water and sunlight for photosynthesis. Really big word. That's a big word, but it also has a big job. Photosynthesis is when a plant uses light from the sun, water from the water cycle, and carbon dioxide from the air to make food for energy to grow. During photosynthesis, plants make oxygen. That's what animals and people need to breathe. Take a deep breath. You just breathed in a lot of oxygen. Oxygen doesn't have any taste, but it's always there. We can't live without it. If the sun wasn't helping out with photosynthesis, we wouldn't have oxygen. The sun is pretty great. It's always around, keeping the whole solar system together. It gives us light, keeps us warm. It helps bring us rain and grows plants to produce the oxygen we breathe. It's such a big part of our lives that we wouldn't know what to do without it. The sun works really hard to help us out. That's kind of a big deal. That is the end of our story. And just like the sun's a big deal, you're a big deal to me. And I hope you enjoyed this book. It was nice seeing you guys and reading with you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.